Alright, hello guys, I'm Super Anthony Characters here, and this is day 16 of the interview, me and Cesar. Alright, so Anthony, how was your day at school today? Well, it could have been a little better, but, yeah, my day could have been a little better, but, I had a good day, but my day could have been a little better. Alright, so, in science class, my teacher, Miss Carey, told me that I did good, but I did good in science class, but all the fidgeting and staring off into space while the science teacher is teaching, I need to cut that out because that's not right. Because when the science teacher is speaking and when she's giving out instructions and when she's giving us a lesson, then I need to stay grounded in reality and pay attention. Yeah, most of the day I wasn't paying attention and I was just doing my own thing. So, yeah, but I gotta stop doing that. I gotta start paying attention and I have to start focusing in school. Yeah, so I had a good day in science, but Miss Carey just wanted me to Miss Carey had to remind me 2 times to focus. Yeah, my teacher, Miss Carey, kept on having to remind me to focus in science class. But I think I only needed 2 reminders. So, yeah. She kept on having to remind me to focus and to pay attention when the science teacher was teaching and when she was giving out instructions and when she was giving us a lesson and when we had a lesson in a science class. I was fidgeting, I was daydreaming, I was staring off into space, and I was just doing my own thing. And that's not really something I should be doing if I'm in science class. Because if I'm in science class and if the science teacher is teaching and if she's giving out instructions and if she's giving us a lesson and if we have a lesson in science class, then from now on I'm gonna start paying attention and I'm gonna start focusing. And my eyes and ears are gonna be on the science teacher and I'm gonna listen. And I'm gonna try not to get distracted and start stimming and fidgeting and staring into space and daydreaming. Yeah, that's something I could do while I'm on my break or when I'm having my free time. But when I have work to do or when I'm in the middle of a lesson, I need to focus and I need to pay attention and I need to stay grounded in reality. Yeah, so yeah, my day was good. My day was good in science class, but I only needed 2 reminders to stay focused and to pay attention. Yeah, I only needed 2 reminders in science class. All right, now in math class, I had a good day in math class and I didn't need any reminders in math class because I did so good and I did all my work, but they had to my teacher, Miss Foster, had to refill my math bins because most of them were empty. And she even switched them up to new papers, and they might get harder, but maybe, I never know. Maybe I haven't tried them yet, so maybe I don't know if they're hard or not. Yeah, sometimes I have to do hard things. And sometimes I have to do things I don't want to do, and sometimes I have to do things I don't like. But yeah, I had a good day in I had a good day in math class, and I did not need any reminders. Yeah, so I was a serious student, I was respectful, I made good choices, I completed my work, I followed directions, and I didn't even need more than 2 reminders in math class. Yeah, now, alright, so today is my first, so it's the second day of the 3rd marking period. So, Yesterday was a B day. Today's a A day. So I had music today. And when I was in music, I had a great time because I had to write my own record in music class about I had to write my name. It was a paper record, and I had to write my name. I had to write my age. I had to write my birthday. I had to write my favorite song, and I had to write and I also had to write what's my favorite snack. And my music teacher said that she wants to know our birthdays, so when it's our birthdays, maybe we could have a party, and maybe we could sing happy birthday to you, and maybe we could celebrate your birthday in school. Yeah, she said that's why she wants to know our birthdays. So maybe we could celebrate it in school. If it's your birthday and you have school, we could celebrate in school. That's yeah. And on my record, yeah, I had to write my name. I had to write my name, my age, my birthday, my favorite song, and my favorite snack. All right, so my name is Anthony. Birthday March 23rd. Yeah, all right. My name Anthony. My age, I'm 12 going on 13. I'm 12 right now, but in 1 month I'll be 13 in March. Birthday March 23rd, 2013. My favorite song is Stevie Wonder, I Wish. And my favorite snack is apples and ice cream. Yeah, I love apples and I love ice cream. Yeah. So, and then I had to write a cover. So I wrote trees, I wrote the word awesome, I wrote authentic Anthony. And then I wrote creative, and I even wrote a sign that said welcome to Newark, Delaware. Even though I don't live in Newark, Delaware, I want to live in Newark, Delaware, but right now I live in Wilmington. But one day, I might live in Newark, Delaware one day. I might not live in Wilmington, Delaware forever for the rest of my life, but at some point, I might live in Newark, Delaware. Yeah. But anyway, and yeah, I wrote the cover, and it had trees, it had grass. I wrote a sign that said Newark, welcome to Newark, Delaware. I wrote authentic Anthony. I wrote I'm creative, and I wrote the word awesome on my cover. Yeah, that's what I wrote on my cover. Now the next thing I had to do my friend William's calling me, but he's gonna have to wait. We're not gonna be able, I'm not gonna be able to talk on the phone with him right this minute because I'm busy. I'm making a video right now. So we could talk on the phone later, but not right this second though. He's calling me again. I mean, I told him that if I call him a first time, don't call a second time. Because if I don't answer the first time, it means I'm busy. But I guess he forgot this time. He didn't listen. When I didn't answer the first time, he called me a second time. But yeah, I told him if I don't answer, don't call me a second time. Because if I don't answer the first time, it means I'm busy. But yeah, I'm busy right now. So I'm not able to talk on the phone with him right this minute. He's gonna have to wait. We could talk on the phone later. Yeah. Because I'm a little busy right now making a YouTube video. All right. Anywho, so as I was saying, the next thing I had to do in music class, actually, after the record, after making the record, I had to go Actually, no. I got my record and I wrote all my stuff on the record, and then I went to lunch. And then when I was at lunch, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So, when I was at lunch, I mean, one day ago, yesterday, February 2nd, since it was the third marking period, I thought that we would switch tables. That me and my friend Joshua would go to a different table. Because, yeah, I just wanted to sit somewhere else. But I'm now starting to think that going to that table was a bad idea, because there are three girls that usually I don't really find them really nice, because I feel like they always treat me. And one of the girls were the same girls who laughed at me when I said hello. Yeah, from last time. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't really like these girls because I feel like these girls aren't so nice to me and they always want to mistreat me. Yeah, I just feel like they're not nice to me and they always want to mistreat me and not be nice to me. But maybe if they would be nice, they would probably be okay, but I don't really like them because I just feel like they mistreat me and they're not nice to me. So, I knew that if I sat at that table, there were going to be some kids who didn't want us to sit there, and they're and I thought they were going to probably say, "You guys aren't welcome here. This is our table." And I knew that they were going to want us to move to a different table. Yeah, I knew that they were going to want me and my friend Josh, to move to a different table, because I knew they didn't want us to sit there, but I ignored it. But now it's hard to ignore them because I feel like they mistreat me. And one of the girls tapped me on the shoulder and then asked me, could I sit on the other side of the table for some reason. I asked why, and I think she told me why, but I can't remember what she said though. Yeah, yeah. The, yeah, tomorrow I might have to choose a different table. And I noticed that I noticed at the top part of my lunchbox uh moved, and it felt like somebody touched my lunchbox, but I hope nobody touched my lunchbox, and I hope that it just probably fell at the bottom. I mean, I hope that the top part of my lunchbox just dropped, but yeah, I hope nobody touched it, but if somebody did touch it, then it might have been those three girls that I dislike, who did it to try to be funny. But yeah, I hope they didn't do that. I don't know if anybody touched my lunchbox, but if anybody did, then it wasn't right, because it's not right to mess with somebody else's belongings to joke and to be funny. Yeah, it's not right to do that. To touch somebody's belongings just to make you happy. Yeah, messing with people's belongings just to make you happy and just to be funny. Yeah, that's not cool. But yeah, there are three girls that sit at that table that I don't like, because I just feel like they're not nice to me, and I feel like they always want to mistreat me, and I feel like, yeah, I just feel like they're not nice to me. So that's why I don't like them. Yeah, so tomorrow we might have to sit at a different table. But sometimes I just gotta ignore people. But anyway, yeah. I even fell at lunch when I was rushing. I accidentally fell, and it wasn't wonderful, and I did not feel good. I did not feel good that I fell, and I felt kind of embarrassed, and I said, "Man, this is so embarrassing." But at least I didn't. But at least nobody laughed or anything, because some people like to laugh. Yeah, some people like to laugh, and some people like to some people like to laugh, and some people like to think it's funny that somebody fell or something. Yeah, but it's not okay to laugh or comment when somebody gets hurt or anything. Yeah, but I was not so happy that I fell at lunch. I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, "Man, this is so embarrassing." But then my friend Joshua said, "Well, at least nobody laughed at you or anything." Yeah, but laughing at somebody when they accidentally do something or making comments about it, that's not right. Yeah, doing thing when somebody gets hurt or anything, or when somebody does something by accident, it's not all right to laugh or make comments about it, because laughing at people or making comments when they do something by accident, or when and laughing and making comments when somebody makes a mistake, that's not right, because it's not necessary to laugh or make comments when somebody makes a mistake. Yeah, it's not okay to laugh or to make comments when somebody makes a mistake. Laughing and commenting, yeah, that's not the right thing to do when somebody makes a mistake. Yeah, and when somebody falls by accident, it's usually the right thing. This is usually the right thing to do. Like to ask them if they're okay, or help them up, or help the person get up. But it's not okay to laugh or to make comments. Yeah, that's not right. That's unnecessary, because nobody asks us to make comments. I mean, nobody asked for the person to make comments, and nobody asked for the person to laugh. Yeah, it's not okay to laugh or to comment when somebody makes a mistake. Yeah. Now, anyway, yeah. So tomorrow, me and my friend Joshua are gonna have to find a different table so we don't have to sit next to those girls anymore. Because I just feel like they don't like us and they want to mistreat us. Yeah. Now, when I went back to music class, I had to finish up with my record. And then I finished my record, and I wrote my name, and I wrote my age, and I wrote my birthday, and I wrote my favorite song, and I wrote my favorite snack. Name, Anthony. Age, 12 going on 13. Birthday, March 23rd, 2013. Um, Favorite song, I Wish by Stevie Wonder. Uh, and my favorite snack is apples and ice cream. Yeah. Yeah. And after that, I had to make my cover. And for my cover, I wrote the word awesome. I wrote I'm creative. I wrote I wrote I wrote a sign that said welcome to Newark, Delaware. I wrote I wrote stars, and yeah, I wrote a sign that said "Welcome to Newark, Delaware." I wrote trees, I wrote grass, and yeah, I wrote all that stuff. And then after I was done doing the cover for my record, I we had to play drums and we had to repeat after the music teacher. And it was kind of fun. Music class was fun. I had a good day in music class, but it's just that when it was time to fill out my point sheet, I probably should have told my music teacher all about my point sheet, because this is my first time having music class. I never had music class last year in any period. I never had it last year, and yeah, I never had music class before. This is my first day having music class. So we had to tell her all about it, but we just expected, but me and my friend Joshua just expected her to know all about our point sheets, but instead, yeah. But we could have just told her how the point sheet went, and then we should have told her all about our point sheets and how we earn checks and how we earn X's. We should have told her about it, but instead, we just said, "Did I earn a check?" So, because of that, we were the last one, me and my friend Joshua were the last ones to leave music class. And everybody else walked out of the music classroom and headed to their period 4 class. And me and Joshua were the last ones to leave music class, and we were going to be late to Miss Bossard's class. All because we expected our music teacher to know how we get checks and X's on our point sheet. We should have told her. We should have said the music teacher's name, and we should have said, "So this is how it works. This is my point sheet. I earn checks when so this is how I'm able to earn a check on my point sheet. So in order to earn a check on my point sheet, I need to be a serious student. I need to be respectful. I need to make good choices. I need to complete my work. I need to follow directions, and I cannot need more than 2 reminders from any staff members to do things like focus or do your work or anything else." And I told her that in order to earn an X, I let her know that in order to earn an X, I'm gonna have to let her know that in order to earn an X, I would have to not be a serious student, disrespectful, not making good choices, not completing my work, not following directions, and needing too much reminders. That's how you get an X. But I gotta follow the rules to earn a check. That way, I'll probably earn cash out and free time at the end of class. But instead, I just expected our music teacher to know how about our point sheets. But instead I knew, and then me and Joshua were the last ones to leave music class, and we were late to Miss Bossard's class. All because we expected the music teacher to know all about our point sheets. But she didn't, because this is our first time having her class. So next time I should start if I have a point sheet, and if I just have a teacher, I need to tell them all about my point sheet and how I earn a check and how I earn an X. Yeah. I had a good day in music class, by the way. But it's just that me and Joshua were the last ones to leave music class, and we were late the Miss Bossard's class because we expected the music teacher to know all about our point sheets. So, because of that, me and Joshua, everybody else went to their period 4 class. Yeah, every other student went to their period 4 class, and me and Joshua were the last ones to leave music class, and we were late to Miss Bossard's class because we expected the music teacher to know all about our point sheets, and we expected her to know how we could get a check and how we could get an X. But she didn't know because this is our first time having her class. Yeah, but now I know what to do next time. Yeah. So, yeah, I had a good day of music. All right, now, ELA class. I had a good day in ELA class, but I needed 2 reminders. I believe for not paying attention. Yeah, I needed 2. My teacher, Miss Bossert, said that I needed 2 reminders. I believe for not paying attention. Yeah, I believe I needed 2 reminders for not paying attention. Yeah, my day was good, but in ELA class, but I needed at least 2 reminders from staff members for not paying attention. Actually, no. The only staff member that had to remind me was Miss Bosser to pay attention. And yeah, she had to remind me 2 times to pay attention. And I need to start paying attention because I probably hurt my teacher's feelings when I don't pay attention. So I'm going to start paying attention instead of just doing my own thing. Yeah, but I had a good day in ELA class and I earned the check mark on my point sheet. Yeah. Yeah. Now, in MTSS, I had to do some Renaissance freckle for 10 minutes. And I and went out and when I was on Renaissance freckle, I stayed grounded in reality. I didn't daydream. I didn't stare off into space, and I did not fidget, and I did not lollygag. Because I knew that if I got caught lollygagging instead of doing my work, then my MTSS teacher would probably say this: Anthony, don't be surprised if I have to add more time on the timer for you to be on your freckle, because you're not even doing your freckle. You're doing your own thing. Yeah, that's probably what my MTSS teacher might say to me if she catches me lollygagging instead of doing my job. But good thing I stayed grounded in reality and I did not lollygag at all. And I earned a check for MTSS, so I earned all my checks, so I was able to earn cash out. So I did not lose my cash out and I did not have to owe any minutes of my cash out. Yeah, I was able to earn cash out. And I was able to socialize with my friends. Yeah. And then after that, I had to clean up, pack up, and put up my chair. And then they dismissed walkers and car riders. And then I was dismissed when they dismissed walkers and car riders. And then I got in my, I guess I, and then I went to my car ride, and then I got in it, and then we went home, and we were heading back to the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah. My day at school was good, but it could have been a little bit better because in science class and in English class, I needed at least 2 reminders to pay attention. And I need to start paying attention. Because if I don't pay attention, then things might not be perfect if I don't pay attention. So I'm going to start paying attention in school. Yeah, my day was good, but it could have been a little bit better. My day at school was good, but it could have been a little bit better because in math and no, in science and ELA, I needed at least 2 reminders to pay attention. But tomorrow, I'm going to try to get no reminders. And if I don't get any, but if I do get any reminders, I'm going to try not to get a lot. I'm going to try not to get a lot of reminders. Well, at least I didn't earn any X's. At least I didn't earn any X's today. Yeah, my day at school was good, but it could have been a little bit better because I needed some reminders to pay attention. Yeah, but in school, I'm going to try to pay attention, and I'm going to try to get no reminders. Yeah. All right, guys. Before we end this blog, me and Cesar are going to talk. So, Anthony, tomorrow, yeah, you might have to go to a different table if you don't want to sit next to those rude girls because, yeah, you might want to switch tables if you don't want to sit with them. And if you don't want them to bother you, you might want to sit at a different table tomorrow. And also, I have to tell you something. What do you need to tell me? I have to tell you something. What do you need to tell me? I have to show you something. Look at this. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Look at this, Cesar. I got this permission slip. And I got this permission slip at school. So, an administrator was making announcements in the cafeteria. And there were kids at my table having full-blown conversations while the administrator was trying to make announcements. And I don't do that because I know that it's rude and disrespectful to talk and have conversations while the administrator is making announcements. Plus, if you continue to chit-chat and gab while the administrator is making announcements, then you might get a short lunch. And you might only get 5 minutes of lunch. And if you do that, then you won't get any extra time at all. If you ask for extra time, they won't allow you to have any extra time. And it won't be the administrator's fault. It'll be the students that are talking's fault because the student can't get themselves together and the student can't stop talking while the teacher's trying to make announcements and get the announcements over with. Yeah, but maybe if those kids would just be quiet and listen to the announcements, then we probably won't have short lunches at all. But anyway, they were announcing kids. So the administrator, the assistant principal, was making announcements, and she was making announcements about, and she was handing out permission slips to the kids that were eligible to attend. All right, she was handing out some permission slips to some kids that got 0 referrals and 0 FYIs, and some kids that are eligible to attend a field trip. And I got a permission slip, and I'm very happy that I didn't get any FYIs or referrals or any write-ups this school year. So this permission slip is to go to the skating rink for a field trip. Christiana Skating Rink. Christiana Roller Skating Center. So, since I haven't gotten any FYIs or referrals or any write-ups of any kind this school year, there's a field trip coming up on February 12th. And the good thing is, I'm eligible to go because I've been on my best behavior and I haven't gotten in trouble this school year. I haven't gotten into any trouble this school year. I've been on my best behavior. And I have not been misbehaving in school. Yeah, I've been trying my best not to misbehave. And I haven't been misbehaving. And since I haven't been misbehaving, this is an award. I'm eligible to go to a field trip. Yeah, if you want to go on a school field trip, then you have to be good and you have to avoid getting into trouble. So in order to go on school field trips, you got to get 0 referrals, you got to get 0 FYIs, you can't get sent the timeout, and you can't get in trouble in school. But if you do, then you won't be eligible to attend in any fun things. And when everybody else is having fun and when everybody else is eligible to attend in fun activities, and when everybody else is able to when everybody else is eligible to attend fun activities, then your teachers are going to make sure that you're missing out on all of the fun because you're in trouble and it's a punishment. But good thing I've been on my best behavior this school year, and I haven't gotten into any trouble this school year. And I haven't gotten any referrals or FYIs or write-ups of any kind. And I haven't gotten sent the timeout this school year. Yeah, I feel happy that I'm going to this field trip. And I get to have fun. And I don't have to miss out on any fun. Yeah, I think I'm a good student in school. All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna end the blog there. Me and Cesar were talking about how my day was at school. And my day was good, but it could have been a little bit better today. Alright, guys. See you in the next YouTube video. See you in the next video. Alright. Goodbye.